laugh or fart or do something. That's what I like to hear. That is awesome. Thanks for coming out, Chico. How you feeling? You guys ready to laugh? Nice. This is a great crowd. Thank you so much for coming out. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of or know the headliner, Mikey Waltz. That's all family. That doesn't count. I usually don't bring comics back 2 months after they'd already been here, but I brought them back because nobody came 2 months ago when I had the show. So, like, I'm really happy you guys all came out, but where the fuck were you 2 months ago? Like, even if 30% of you came out, it would have been a good show. There was literally 8 people, and I think all 8 of those people are in this room, so they're screwed, because I know Mikey's doing the same exact set as he did 2 months ago, because nobody was there. But the 8 people who were there are going to be like, oh shit, this again. But they're family, so they've heard this set like 3,000 times, especially his girlfriend's probably heard it 5,000 times, or at least feels like 5,000 times. I'm really excited about the show. There's a lot of funny people. There's, yeah, I'll get into more of that later. This is my first comedy show at 1078 Gallery, and so far I love it. People come. The Women's Center, nobody goes there. I don't know why. They're scared. They think it's like some sort of health clinic or something, not a venue for comedy. But it is a venue for comedy. That's the Elks Lodge. That's good though. It's funny when you write notes before a show and then you get to the show and you go over your notes and I cross out like half of them. So I was like, that's not funny enough. So if any of you see me before, I usually am like, I wear like a funny shirt or what I think is funny. I wear a hat and I just usually look like I don't give a shit. But tonight I actually took a shower, cut my hair, trimmed my beard. And I even plucked my eyebrows. And I was bitching to my roommate, who was a female, about, God damn, plucking your eyebrows sucks. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, we have to pluck our eyebrows, we have to shave our legs, shave our armpits. So I fucking thought, I'm a man. All you men out there should be happy you are a man, because plucking your eyebrows fucking suck. Shaving your legs, I'm sure, is way worse. So it's easy to just be able to wake up and go. Yes, and a lot of people don't do it, and that's great. So, got some good laughers out there. I heard rumors that my friend Lil was coming, but I don't hear her. So if Lil's in here, it makes some noise, but I don't think she is. Surprise, surprise. A Chico friend said they're going to show up, and they didn't. Shocker. But she's actually really reliable, and she's not at home smoking weed, so probably something more important came up. Sorry, Lil, if you see this on the tape, I'm sorry, Lil. I want her here because she's the only person in Chico that has a louder laugh than I do. So I know you're like, no way. It is louder, but it's very short. So I've been seeing all these things, these NOTW wristbands and stickers. Are you familiar with NOTW? It stands for Not of This World. And I was like, are aliens becoming popular again? Like, people love aliens now? No, it's apparently a religious thing. So I apologize if any of you are religious. But not of this world, and it's just so weird to me, not of this world. Like, why would you do that? I don't know. And then I started thinking about, what would it be like? What would Christian death metal sound like? Because there's Christian death metal out there. I have a friend who loves it. And it's like, I don't know if I would like Christian death metal. It's like, you are so loved. I love you. Thanks in the back. I should do that joke more often. That was a good one. I recently discovered that reggae music is the best music to masturbate to. Because, it's got those long beats. It's way better than death metal, because death metal is like, I will fucking kill you! You can break your dick if you jack off to death metal, so just stick to reggae. gone for a while, and I came back, and one thing I noticed in Chico is there are a lot more fucking bums in Chico than there used to be. And I know some people out there are like, oh, don't make fun of bums. They're crazy. They have a hard life. I know they have a hard life. I mean, I'm 3 friends away from being a bum, so I know how it is. And I feel for them, I do. But do they have to be so stinky? I mean, come on, just because you don't have a house. Well, I guess if you don't have a house, you don't have a shower. But, yeah, bums. Bums. A couple years ago, I saw my favorite bum sign I've ever seen. I was driving on the road, and this guy had a sign that said, "This could be you."
I saw it today.
Yes! I was like, that is the worst sign I've ever seen for wanting to get money. Because, first of all, now I'm depressed. And I feel bad that I'm not going to stop. And second of all, I'm not going to give you money because if I could be you, I need to save every penny I got. Because I don't want to be you. I like to smell good.
Yeah, right.
Smell this, guys. But my favorite bum moment was 10 years back, living in Seattle. It was Christmas time, a couple days before Christmas. I was walking to work, and there's a bum sitting in the corner, because that's what bums do. And he says, hey buddy. I was like, yeah, what's up, man? He's like, can you grab me that quarter? I'm busy. You're busy? What are you doing, shit your pants? Like, how can you be busy? You're a fucking bum. But it made me laugh, so I gave him $5 and wished him a Merry Christmas anyways. Yeah, so when I was in Reno a couple weeks ago or months ago, time is very crazy lately. But when I was in Reno, I was at a bar, and this lady walked into the bar and she said, do you guys have any non-alcoholic beer on draft? And they're like, what? No one makes non-alcoholic beer on draft. You a fucking idiot. And furthermore, you shouldn't be ordering non-alcoholic beer. You're in a bar. If you want to drink non-alcoholic beer, that's fine. Do it on your own time. Do it at home. Don't go to a bar and order a non-alcoholic beer. Yusuf. So to me, going to a bar and ordering a non-alcoholic beer is like going to a strip club and getting a private dance in the back room with a woman in a business suit and just sitting down and talking. And then maybe you have no duels while you're conversating with her. That's good. All right. Talking more, but we're going to save that for the second set. Are you guys ready to see some funny motherfuckers?
Yeah.
And I think it might have been the first time I said fuck, or like the second or third. I usually say it all the time. But we got some minors in the crowd tonight. They're actually performers. They are 17 years old. They are twin brothers. They are legally blind. They have there's a name for what they have. I'm not even going to try because I would butcher it. They may or may not tell you. If you really want to know, ask them after the show and they'll tell you. But they're 17 years old. They've been wanting to do comedy since they were 6 years old. And nobody ever let them. Either no one let them or they just didn't have the balls to do it. But tonight, they are doing it. So please make a lot of noise and make them feel very welcome. But they're going to come out one at a time, not together. But they are twins, so you might get confused. So please give it up for Bryce.
Trying to pass me a note. That was this. Hey, how's everyone doing tonight? That is fucking awesome. So, oh my god, I've been just looking around. I'm 17 years old, and you know, my birthday is actually November 30th. It's at the end of this month, and I always find it funny that like when people turn 18, sometimes people celebrate about like there is a website dedicated to Emma Stone, Emma Watson, the chick who played Hermione in Harry Potter. And there were fucking websites, I'm not even kidding you, that had counters, days to when she turns 18. Like, that's why she isn't fucking you right now. Of course, that's the only thing that's stopping it. No websites for me, though. I've checked. I'm trying to make one, it's hard. I've noticed really just stupid stuff pops in my head. I'm like, why? And one of them is Funyuns. A lot of my friends are really addicted to Funyuns. And I don't understand, like, they taste alright, but the name never made sense to me. Fucking Funyuns, like, I've never grabbed a bag, opened it up, put my hand in, got a bunch of them, put them in my mouth and went, yay! Fucking Funyuns! Oh, they're so good, I'm having fun right now! No, I hand in bag, clump of them, put them in my mouth and go, no! I'm fat. They're not Funyuns, they're, oh, no, onions. No! Hey man, it's as he said, I'm legally blind, and I can't see very far. I can hear well. My older brother's in the crowd right there, pointing at him, looking at him. Hear his laugh. Yeah, let's all just take a second look at him, make him uncomfortable. He's probably loving it in the attention. Oh my god. Yeah. Fucking A, it's crazy. The backstage is the best. Oh my god. Everyone's laughing back there. Man, so, I heard him talking about bombs earlier, and I wanted to say I know exactly, but they're dangerous sometimes. I saw this bomb, he was robbing these people with a rusty spoon. It was, and I could just think like, oh, this poor, it's awful. You can't even, like, the Salvation Army, it's not that hard. You can get a knife, man. I mean, you walk all the time. You can spend the time, you can get a knife. All right. Thanks, guys.
Chico here, y'all, for Bryce. First time ever. So when you make that same comment, you can all say I was there at 10 Sydney Gallery the first fucking time he ever performed. Give him another round of applause. He was fucking awesome. Really, there's not twins. He just went back there and is changing clothes and is coming back out. I was trying to pull it off, but I just totally told the joke. No, they are twins. They share the same birthday, oddly enough, which is in like a couple weeks. They're going to be 18. It's going to be a huge party. I'm sure you're all invited. Give it up for Austin.
Just making sure. There we go. You can hear my golden voice. Well, I would say how y'all doing, but Bryce took that. What's up? So this is a bit difficult. Following your identical twin brother, who has a very similar sense of comedy as you. So that's great. Yeah. So my name's Austin Bauer. Yeah, he's my twin. There's not much really to say about that. I'd say the main difference is the jacket, I guess. I'm also visually impaired. It's genetic. Thank you, Mom. That was great learning that that's genetic, because we didn't know for a while. It's like, yeah, she's blind, and so is my older brother, but that could be because he was premature. And then there's us, and it's like, oh, fuck, it's genetic. So I just want to warn y'all, my type of comedy is very depressed, not super depressed, but like hysterical at the same time. Like I like to think of it as like a clown trying to kill himself with balloons made out of rope. So can't get exactly, but it's almost there. Because of this, I have this very depressed sense of humor and like very sad. And I also, apparently I've never figured out how to really look like I'm thinking about something without looking like I'm sad. So people will like come up to me when I'm having these profound thoughts and go, oh my god, are you okay? I'm so sad right now. I'm like, fucking thinking about Jesus. I'm not thinking about anything else. Like, it's an amazing thought, but it's nothing depressing, you know? And so that happens. That's always fun. The other thing is, I'm not really, I have nihilist views, but I'm not nihilist. Like, I like to think, hey, we're all gonna die. Why not just have a party about it, That's my idea. But I told this to my speech and debate class once, and got into an argument with my teacher because she called me a nihilist and was like, you have these very negative views on things. You're very sad. I was like, I'm not sad. Why do you think I'm sad? Like, I have a very positive outlook on this, and yay, death. Good. It's a good thing. We need to die. so life's been going well, mostly. Yeah. I'm saying yeah a lot, I apologize. I probably should have figured this out before I came up here. Yep. Okay, I want to see any of you guys try to follow your identical twin brother. I know, it's, everyone has one.
Yeah, keep those hands going for Austin. They need to work on their exit strategy, but other than that, they were fucking amazing, and I'm sure every stand-up comic in the room wishes they were half that good when they were 17. So give it up one more time. They can't see any of you, so it's like not scary. So I know some of you are out there like being, wow, Bob didn't plug anything tonight. It's because I'm fucking leaving. I ain't got shit to plug, so I don't give a fuck. But I am. Oh, sorry. I know that was loud. I'm sorry. I was supposed to pull back. I got excited. I was listening to reggae music in the back. I'm gonna plug this. The next performer is hosting this awesome event. It is Sunday.
Yeah.
Chico Celebration. It's a storytelling event. There's gonna be food. There's gonna be storytelling. There's gonna be awesome music by the Michelin Embers, who I love. If you've never seen them, they're amazing. She has tickets tonight. Looks like they're $20 for the dinner and the show, or $10 just for the show if you don't want to eat the dinner. So talk to her after the show. Not while she's up here. That would be very rude. After the show, she'd love to sell you tickets. So give it up for Celine.
I'm not going after my twin, but I am going after my students. I actually work for them. Well, yeah, I do work for them because they make me work. So it's the season of window shopping, and I was on my way over here. I was walking downtown, and I was realizing I don't understand something. I've never understood headless mannequins. Right? I understand armless or legless. People without a limb or two want to know what they look like in the dress or the suit. But I've never stood there and looked in the window and been like, yeah, if I ever go headless, that would really look killer on me. So, like Bob said, I'm doing this storytelling event, and we're actually in the Enterprise Record on Thursday, and I picked a newspaper up and was like, wow, I really miss getting the Enterprise Record. I used to get it all the time. I'm serious though. Particularly, I miss the international section. Now, yeah, there actually is an international section, but by section I mean a side half column in the back of the middle sections. They've got some real ringers in there sometimes. One of my favorite headlines was, "Man smuggles birds in pants." This was a top international story. I'm actually really surprised it wasn't on the front page. So apparently this Cuban man, stuffed birds in his pants, boarded a plane, and then proceeded to try and get into the United States in the Miami International Airport. Can you imagine the scenario? Sir, please take your shoes off. Oh, security, we've got a situation here. We've got a 5'6" man. Got a pecker in his pants. A few more birds fell out. Oh, correction. It appears we've got a pecker load on our hands here. But that's quite a feat, smuggling birds in your underpants, tripping underpants on the plane. I'd like to see that. Yeah, so the EI is pretty good. There was an article, probably a few years back, there was an article about the society, this matriarchal society. I'm not sure where it was, but matriarchal, where the women are actually empowered. Imagine that. Revered by all. But this society, up until really recently, didn't know where babies came from. At all. They just, went about their day, cooking, cleaning, going out gathering food, having sex, just a regular day. And then every once in a while, a woman would start to get bigger. 9 months later, she'd pop a baby out. And be like, oh my God, gift from God, you are holy. Oh. These were the chosen ones. I wonder if they ever met an Irish Catholic mother. Like, oh, the Son has come. God herself has come to us. It's too bad that women aren't treated better in Ireland. I was with my uncle over there. My last name's O'Malley. My dad's side of the family's from Ireland, but so we went over there with my uncle, and he was actually teaching me how to drive stick shift in Ireland, which is tricky because they drive on the other side of the road. And so we were driving on these back roads, and I was like, and there's a police car that just out of nowhere, he just pops up out of one of those bogs. He's like, an elf policeman. He's coming up, and I'm just like, oh crap. And we're sitting there, and the guy gets out, and starts walking over. My uncle's like, okay, follow my lead. Get out of the car. We both open our doors. I get out. He gets out. He looks at the cop. Women! Walks around. I walk back around. Get into the other side. He closes the door. The cop goes. Walks back to his car. I look over at my uncle. Excuse me? Thank God for sexism. Yeah. So, I think that's all I've got for you tonight. Thank you. I'm going to use this time to promote my event. So come on Sunday. It's a storytelling event. It's actually an international event that is produced locally, and it's a celebration of storytelling in our community. It's a benefit for 6th Street Center for Youth. So it's all about using storytelling to raise awareness about homelessness in the community. And we've got 3 youth from the center who are actually performing, which I'm really excited about, and a couple, awesome professional storytellers that are going to be telling stories also. So I hope to see you there, and if you'd like tickets, I have them after the show.
All right. Hello. Hey. Hey there. Hey. Thanks for coming out. Good to see you. Hello. Sorry, I do this to meet people. Actually, for a minute there, I thought I was getting really popular, and turns out I'm just an alcoholic. Most of the people I know are bartenders and bouncers, and they're not friends, I just give them money. But no, this is my first non-open mic. This is the first time everybody's paying attention, which, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Let's see how it goes, huh? I'm already considering, I'm immediately considering a career change with you looking at me. True story though, no, I went on a ride-along last weekend, a police ride-along, and cops picked me up downtown, drove me around, took me back to the police station, showed me where they fingerprint people and where they, hold people, and it was a super cool experience. I just wish I hadn't been so fucking drunk. All I have is this example of mugshot, this example of court date. It's a cool experience though. Alright, you guys seem like my kind of people. You guys seem like my type of crowd. If you guys are anything like me, you like to think that if Nazi Germany happened today, Anne Frank would have like a blog or a podcast, right? Not a diary. Is anybody with me on that? Not so much? Stay with me, it gets worse. Hello, welcome to the attic. This is your host, Anne. No? Please remember to donate to our show or it will be terminated. Oh, yeah. Is the World War II stuff too topical for you guys? Really? Wait till you hear my Cold War stuff, alright? It can be funny at any moment. Alright, nice. I thought I was going to watch that joke go over everybody's head. But no, I think the podcast of Anne Frank would be a really good show. I thought that we'd all listen to it, and then it occurred to me that she was a 14-year-old girl. This would be the most annoying podcast ever. OMG, these Nazis are so stupid, but some of them are so cute. Please remember to come out to our show next week. We will be broadcasting from the mall. at hopefully 21. Really? That's who sees what I did there? I do. No, I think it'd be a very nice podcast. Hashtag started in the living room, now we're here. Yeah, but that one's so good. That's another addict reference. And my friend told me, he's like, TJ, there's no way that, that she would have that show. They'd track her IP address. And I was like, God, come on. She would have that thing rerouted through more points than the Star, David. All right? They would never find her. Yeah. All right. You guys like the German material. Let's keep doing that. What do you guys get if you cross a German with a Jamaican? Anybody? No, I didn't think anybody would know. A Jamaican, okay? You get a Jamaican. And personally, I think the Jamaican party would have been a lot more successful, okay? They would have never invaded anybody. The only place the Jamaicans would have invaded would have been Amsterdam, all right? Or like Northern California during harvest season, all right? They would invade us from August to November, then they would leave. The Jamaican party would have been a lot better, okay? Pothead Nazis, are you guys picturing what I'm picturing? All right? Instead of the Third Reich, it would have been the Third Rasta, okay? Hitler's on stage with dreads, smoking a joint. Everybody put your hands up! All right. All right. I was worried that one wasn't going to land. But it did. Cool. Let's keep going with that stuff then. You guys like that? Because I don't need for any of this to be, offensive. I just think it's risque. I think it's tongue-in-cheek. I think it's funny to throw out a Heil Hitler every now and then. I think you guys should try it. Not right now, but just see when you can get away with it. You know what I mean? Make people wonder if that's what you just did. Waiter, check please. That guy just Heil Hitler me? Did he just Heil Hitler? Or like, my buddy's a bartender. I was telling him, I was like, oh, you want top shelf? Oh, well, you're going to be a Jew about it? Oh, okay. All right, that one's kind of offensive. My bad. All right. Let's just improv a little bit. I thought with all the laugh breaks I was going to get, that was going to last a lot longer. I planned like 4 minutes of laugh breaks into my set. All right. I don't even know how much time I got left, so let's just wing it. Let's see what we got here, guys. Anybody here think that there's at least one person in the Naval Academy that thought they were signing up for belly button school? Oh wait, that one takes a second. The stupid people in the room. What is your name? Naval Academy. It's belly button. Anyways, it was good. It was good. This was a good show. Good room, man. Thanks for coming out and supporting us, guys. I'm excited about this. See a lot of ladies in the room. Yeah, where you at? Wait for the next joke. Wait for your cheer. Because I am getting out of here, but I'm going to be around all night. And I am single, but just be warned, ladies. The older I get, I can only have sex with any particular girl like one time. I cannot have sex with her more than that, because after the first time, she's got herpes, and that's gross. I like it. But, I don't know if I should offend you guys anymore. Thanks for coming out. I'm TJ. I'll see you guys soon. For TJ. If you like TJ, like what he said, thought it was funny, you should go to an open mic there every Monday. They alternate between the Maltese and the Down Low. It's usually online. You figure it out. If it's not at the Maltese, it's at the Down Low every Monday. You should go. It needs more good audience members like y'all. All right, how you guys feeling? Doing good? One more comic, and then we're going to take a little intermission so you can stretch your legs, go pee, go have a cigarette, drink more. This next guy is hilarious. You've probably seen him before. I've been booking shows with him for 7 years. He luckily has gotten a lot funnier than he was 7 years ago. But he's hilarious.
hands down my favorite Chico comic. Make some noise for my good friend Yusuf.
Thanks for coming out. Hey, how you doing? What's up, niggas? I just want to see what you say. See the look on your face. You're like, is he calling me a nigger? Oh, I'd count you if I'd see more, but I don't. You know, when you're young, you usually use a nursery rhyme to count. I'd be like, 1, 2, 3, nigga, 4, 5. Some of the older white guys in the crowd would be like, that's way too many niggers. We have to stop that song right at about 1. Oh my God. They're killing the fuck out of black people, are you kidding me? Shit, between Kool-Aid and the police and other white women and other people's wives and shit, we're fucking dying breed. We're gonna go the way of the fucking wooden nickel here pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. You're gonna have to fucking invent black people once we fucking go away, because you're gonna get sick of Ugg boots and lack of rhythm. That's gonna get old really fucking quick. See how long you last. Probably start with like a sitcom, you know? The legend of the Negro continues. Call it Peekaboo Nigga, because you can't find him anywhere. They're so shiny. Peekaboo Nigga, shiny nigga. Because they've been eating pork for like 20 generations. Their hair's all slick and shiny. I know, wait till you come back as one. See how the fuck that feels. I'm just kidding, I don't mean to victimize you. Alienate you. But like any good sitcom, you gotta have like accessory friends. You know? Peekaboo Nigga, his name is Jerome, by the way. Lonely Jerome. He got friends though, he got white friends. Isn't that good? Because you need a couple white friends in this world. I got plenty of them. I mean, they disappear whenever I have black problems, but you know. Can't pay that rent. Oh, I don't know where the fuck he's at. Not answering the phone when I need a cosigner. Motherfuckers. Peekaboo Nigga. Yeah, he'd have like 5 friends. 5 white friends. They always come in 5. Party of 5 friends. First one probably be White Buddy. White Buddy. White Buddy. Wherever there's coke, he blows. Yeah. White Buddy get fucking Peekaboo Nigga in trouble. White Buddy knows that Peekaboo Nigga can go down to Chattantown and get him an 8-ball for the right price though. Little does White Buddy know he's fucking Peekaboo. Little does White Buddy know Peekaboo's fucking his sister. Dick Sniffer. Dick Sniffer. She's like, is there any coke left on that dick? Let me get it in there. He's a great friend, Tom. Welcome to fucking Chico. If you didn't know. Any single moms in here? Single moms, where you at? Calling your ass out. Yo, you ain't raising your hand because you can be at home. Have your ass at home with them baby kids. Little badass kids. Probably gonna become a stripper because of you. I have to go see the funny black guy. And the Peekaboo Niggas. Coming to a store near you. Collect all 5. No, there's not 5, it's only 1. Jerome. I love single moms though. You know? For a lot of reasons. Not a lot of bullshit involved with a single mom. She gotta take care of the kid, get him cleaned up, go to school, maybe fuck you. Ain't got time for your shit either, you know what I mean? Don't you come with the bullshit. She's like, I'm just here to fuck. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, trying to hold my hand, nigga. Peekaboo, nigga, peekaboo. But single moms are awesome for a lot of reasons. Another one is they always have a lot of food in the fridge. Cable, food, Go-Gurt and shit in the fridge. Yeah. Late night you wake up after having a little sex spell with your mama, and it's just you and the kid standing there. Looking at the fridge. There's only one Go-Gurt left. Little motherfucker. That's when you hear the ominous words, you ain't my daddy. I know I'm not your daddy. I don't have any mulatto kids. But I do know who your daddy is. The nigga name is Jerome. He's a peekaboo nigga. You keep eating that Go-Gurt, girl, fluid out of a tube, you're gonna fucking train yourself to be a sperm addict. Ease up on the Go-Gurt, girl. Your name's already Alexis. Man. Can't get enough. How y'all doing tonight? Everybody doing all right though? Despite my racist ass. Man, some real serious shit happening to me recently. My father's really sick, terminal. Pretty sad. The real sad part though is that I'm gonna have to find a job. I know. He's gonna be like in the casket and I'm gonna be trying to get him to sign the check and shit. Put his hand, Daddy, don't go, I can't pay my bills. Why did you have to take him before I got my shit together now? That just means I gotta get resourceful. You know? Like a Chico meth head, resourceful. You ain't never seen a motherfucker ride a bike all motherfucking day, have you? Till you moved to Chico? Fucking wow! I don't even need to pay rent if I'm on meth all the time. I'm fucking riding my bike around. Being resourceful. That's what Peekaboo nigga would do. Gonna find somewhere to hide. Maybe suck a dick or two, whatever he's gotta do, people! That's why you ride that bike around with all the fucking lights and music on it. You're advertising. Opportunities. Looking for opportunities. Is there a dick need sucking? Is there some oil need changing? Meth head is on it. Can't just pawn shit anymore, you know? I don't want to pawn things anymore. That sucks. Then you see somebody wearing your shit, you're like, oh man, that's mine. Go up to them and open the pocket up, give me that fucking Coke. White buddy needs this. White buddy. I didn't even give you the rest of the motherfucking joke. There's still like 3 other white people. They're not as married. It's like Heather, Todd, and I think a Randy. You just gotta round out the joke with a fucking Randy. Oh man. I'm gonna leave with a little joke. It's kind of stupid, but I'm gonna tell it any fucking way. How can you tell how old a pimp is? You cut his fucking hand off and then you count the rings on his fingers. That's like a wood joke, kinda. But you don't really need to cut a nigga's hand off. You can just count the rings. My name's Yusef Swabber.
Get those hands going for Yusuf. They're pointing out to me today that I've been bugging him for 7 years now. I still can't fucking spell his name right. It's fucking Yusuf. I don't know how to spell that shit. So the funniest thing I heard all night was Austin backstage being like, "Sorry, Mom." Probably Yusuf offended the shit out of her. That's the first act. We got a 15-minute intermission. Don't go anywhere. We got 3 hilarious comedians, all from the Bay Area, that came up to make you guys laugh. Get a beer, tip your bartender, have a smoke, use the bathroom. If you need to use the bathroom, it's back there to the left. We'll see you in 15 minutes. Thanks again. Lady of the night, you all ready for a female comic? I'm sure you are. Please give it up for Aviva Siegel.
How's it going, party people? Yeah. Oh, great. And I've never been to Chico before, but the only thing I've heard about Chico is that Chico State is like the biggest party school in the nation. Is that right?
No.
It's not? Oh, fuck! Shit! Fuck! Second or third. Oh, fuck. My information's outdated. Anyway. I wanted to express how much I feel like this gallery, I would never expect a gallery to feel like a party environment. But I do feel it tonight. I feel it in this room. I see this pogo horse, he's raging hard. These clowns. They're having a great time. And you guys are fantastic, so thank you for being here. This is so great. Party Central. Come on, let's just pretend that Chico's like the biggest party. Well, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how it goes. But let's see. I've been looking online a lot for work. You guys employed here, some people looking for work, perhaps. Some. But I'm on the internet a lot, and I gotta say, I would rather have someone search through my entire porn history than to have them see some of the definitions I look up on Google. I would rather have someone see that I watched like a triple taint play gangbang than to have them see that I looked up the word because one time. But just that once. But I have been looking for jobs, and I went into this job interview recently, and they were like, Aviva, so as part of the pre-employment process, we're gonna have you take a drug test. And I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, some marijuana is gonna show up on there. And when I say some marijuana, it's kind of like talking about that movie Multiplicity and being like, I think there are some Michael Keatons in that movie. Maybe, possibly. You guys, but I am from the Bay Area, and it's been like hard looking for work, and I like recently, I live in the Bay Area, and I recently went through this like meditation session while training for a grocery store. Yeah, I am from San Francisco, and like this literally happened like a week ago, and the guy like during the training, he was like, if I were to like describe the way he looked like that guy Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, but like a little smaller maybe. And he was like a corporate meditation consultant, so he looked like professional, but with like a few buttons down, you know? Like I looked like his chest had been through like a recent brush fire, like I don't know. And like, and he was like, And I don't know if you guys have like been through like a meditation class, but he was using all of these like metaphors that were just like insane. And he was like, first of all, he was like, I only wear shoes 2 hours a day. And I was like, gross. And then he was like, everybody, he was like, take off your shoes, they're like corsets for your feet. I know, and I was like, what is he gonna say? They're like, take off your shirts, they're like shoes for your tits. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know what he was gonna say, but he like kept on with like, he like pulled a volunteer in the workshop, and he was like, all right, we're just gonna talk about how we feel. And she was like, all right, I feel like and I was like really cold, and I like did not want to be there. I was like cold, my feet were cold, because my like feet corsets were off. Just want to make that clear. I was uncomfortable. And the woman, the volunteer was like, oh, you know, I just feel like the sun on my hair, you know, the wind in my hair, whatever. And he was like, good. He was like, I feel like, you know, my you know, feet are free, and my, like, you know, my shirt is open. And he's like, I just feel, and he's like, I feel playful. He said, I feel playful. And I was like, ew. I was like, playful is like totally the word that like weird like meditation guys use to say horny. Like, is that, you know? I was like, maybe get like a corset for your boner. I don't know. That would be good. But you guys, I have to say, just once, I wanna look at a dude's erection and say, did I do that? Oh God. You guys, if I could be honest with you, I did do that. I actually did that. And if I could give any advice to like any of the younger girls or anyone out there, it would be to not speak into a man's penis like a microphone in the voice of Urkel from Family Matters. Don't do that. God, I was an Urkel, never a Stefan, you know what I mean? Oh God, you guys, I have found a lot of men, males, if you will, they do like getting their buttholes licked. Sorry. It's like a cheat in a goddamn video game. Except I know a lot more about licking buttholes than I do about video games. So I said that joke in front of my mom, obviously. And she was a little shocked, you know, this was the first time she saw me do stand-up, and she was like, Aviva, are you really licking men's asses? And I was like, guilty as charged, I'm sorry. And she was like, that's gross. Do you even know where they've been? And I was like, of course I know where they've been, Mom. They've been in my mouth. She loosened up a little bit after. She was like, well, what's it like? What's it like to lick a man's anus? And I was like, well, you know, Mom, mother of mine, it's kind of like getting over a fear of flying, you know. you get off the airplane and you say, you know, that really wasn't so bad. Food kind of tasted like some guy's butthole, but we all made it out okay. Oh boy. Was that my light, just to be sure? Was my light? Okay. 15 seconds? Oh my gosh, this is the last, this is it? Oh my god, it sped by so quickly. You guys, I'm gonna be with Seagull. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Nods and like eye gestures. I'll tell you guys, I'm glad I made it here. I'm glad I even made it out of the house. For the last few days, all that has been going on in my life is that I've been catching up on back episodes of this show, Nashville. Have any of you guys seen Nashville? Don't worry, you didn't have to have seen it. I watched it for you. I got you covered. This show, Nashville, just to let you guys know, it's about country music stars. And mainly it's about how country music stars feel things more deeply than you or I are capable of, you know? It's a show where people say things like, I can't play that song anymore, it just hurts too damn bad. Or, you can kiss my decision as it's walking out the door. That's a real quote from the first episode of Nashville, right? And it's like a female-driven show. Like, the main characters are these strong women, right? And that's a quote from one of the main characters, Raina James. The fucking suits sit her down. They're like, yeah, you know what? You gotta go on some tour with this fucking hussy, Juliette Barnes, and we need a decision now. And she says, well, you can kiss my decision as it's walking out the door. Guys, she's saying her decision is her butt. That's weird, first of all. It's a great show, but my one problem with Nashville is that for a show about musicians, it has a really shitty theme song. The theme song is just a guitar riff that repeats over and over, goes like this. Some of you may have noticed that's also the Entourage theme song, just missing Perry Farrell occasionally going, oh yeah! But where a lot of people would just accept that, I see a challenge, and that's why when I watch Nashville, I mute that theme song and I sing my own custom-made theme song. And I think the acoustics will work in here. If you guys will indulge me, I'd like to share it with you. And I think you'll notice, hold your applause, maybe hear it out first. I think you'll notice that it ties back into some of the themes on the show that we've been discussing. It goes like this. You can kiss my decision as it's walking out the door. I ain't gonna be your fool no more. I'm from Nashville, flying in on the back of a Griffin. I'm from Nashville, and the winds of change are shifting. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Thank you. Thank you. Those of you not clapping, I wrote an alternate version to try to get you guys on board. It goes like this. You can suck my decision as a shove it in your mouth. I'm a redneck woman from deep down south here in Nashville, galloping on the back of a unicorn. It's always a mythical creature there. Here in Nashville, and your legs go hell like a woman's gone. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, Scott version. You can flim, flam, flimmy as a skipple, bipple, beep with a ha, and a he. Here in Nashville, balls deep in the cunt of a dragon. Here in Nashville, making big fat stacks of cash bill. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Nashville. Oh, yeah! Just throwing a little of the Entourage theme at the end. You know, just to like get people grounded again. We just blew their minds with dragon fucking. You gotta kind of get them back on board. Weirdly, the producers of the show have returned 0% of my emails, but I'm gonna stick with it. Look, they didn't come all the way to Chico just to talk about Nashville. I want to talk about relatable things too. Like, for example, I've had sex before. How about you guys? Not just me, right? We're out there doing it. I've had sex before, but I'm not particularly qualified to comment on it into microphones. I mean, historically, in my life, it's not been something I've been great at. It's okay. I mean, nice, we're getting relatable. Look, I'll tell you how it makes me feel. It makes me feel like I just wish I had another shot with some of those early sexual encounters, you know? Just to show them how good I've gotten. Like just to show them how good I've gotten at apologizing for coming so fast. I used to bumble through it like, oh, I'm sorry, that never happens. Now it's very confident. Ah, guess what? That always happens. And I'm really sorry. She'd have to admit, like, okay, the sex is terrible, but these apologies are on point and accurate. Despite that, managed to get married, have a baby. It turns out premature ejaculation is not an effective form of birth control. And now I have a son. He's 1 year old. He's only 1, but he's already given me signs that he's a cool person. The other day, me and him were in the car. I was driving. He was in the car seat. The arrangement you'd expect. And my iPod was on shuffle, and the song that came on was Eminem's breakout hit, My Name Is. And I thought my 1 year old son had the best reaction possible. Just fucking laughed through the entire song. The whole song. So I sensed a bonding moment. I'm like, son, you like Eminem? Let me lay this other track on you. Put on an Eminem song called Criminal. Got a couple verses into that. My kid's just like, dude, this song is fucking homophobic and not cool. I think it's really neat that not only could he say all that, but that his politics are so socially progressive. I don't know, I think his generation's gonna be fine. Let me ask you this, guys. Can we give it up for marriage equality in California? Are we on board? Great. Weirdly, not everybody, you know, in the country is on board. Obviously, we know. Some people use the slippery slope argument. They say things like, well, what's next? You let gay people get married. What, are we gonna let polygamists get married too? To which I say, fucking fine. Who cares at all? I was watching TV the other day on the news. They arrested this dude because he has 6 wives. Arrested him. As if it doesn't show good qualities too. Stick-to-itiveness, organization. I can't even get a 3-piece band together, and I've been trying to do that for 10 years. And yet this dude has somehow managed to assemble the fucking Arcade Fire of marriages. And you're arresting him. Don't arrest him, give him some instruments. Like, Utah needs an answer to Mumford and Sons. Clifford and Wives. It's one old man. He plays a jangly guitar. His 6 wives all play the spoons. I don't mean to be so progressive. I'm a nervous person, a very nervous man. I'm not a carbon-based life form, I am a fear-based life form. I'm scared all the time. And I think a lot of that has to do with how I was raised. I grew up in the 90s, and the media culture of that time told my mother to be worried that anybody was going to kidnap me at any moment. So like from age 3 to 13, I was pretty consistently reminded I was at the prime age to be abducted. It's always how she said it, like I was primed. And my mom, you know, trying to prep us for our inevitable kidnapping, had a very specific piece of advice about what we should do if we ever found ourselves in the clutches of some kind of sexual predator. I'm going to share that advice with you, exactly how it was told to me. Bite their pee-pee off. Now, I don't know if that means the same thing to you as it does to me. I kind of have taken it from your reaction that it does. That was the advice. Bite their pee-pee off. A few questions about this. We're trying to avoid me getting molested. And yet, my first tactic of defense against that involves me putting an adult wiener in my child's mouth. Like, what is the logic there? Hey, you're gonna need to do things to establish trust with your captor. Blow it. Secondly, and way more importantly, bite it off. Oh, all right, bite it off. So we're just assuming that whatever this guy was going to do to me is more traumatizing than having to gnaw on his dick to the point that I separate it from his body. And finally, let's say I succeed. What is my follow-up move? Is this monster just like, you know what? While you were chomping away down there, I really started to see the error of my ways. Get out of here, you little scamp! Run home to your mom, tell her that was some kick-ass advice. Final thing on that before I leave. I wanted to talk about that for a while. So I called my brother, and I was like, hey man, I'm thinking about doing a bit about what mom always said to us. He cut me off right there, was like, oh, bite their pee-pee off. All I'm saying is, if you guys haven't kept in touch with your siblings, give them a call. Sometimes they're the only people who actually get you at all. Thank you very much. I've been watching.
The business, the headliner. The headliner he's become a good friend of mine over the years. He's done many places all over San Francisco. He headlined the Comedy Punch or Comedy some shit in San Francisco. He went all the way back to Boston earlier this year. He travels. He's a hard-working motherfucker. He's hilarious. He's as hilarious as he is sweet, and as his family knows, he's the coolest. So, give it up, make a lot of fucking noise for my friend, Mikey Waltz!
Where's Mikey?
Let's hear it for Bob Backstrom putting this all together. I love doing shows with Bob because I know that I'm in Chico, about a half a mile outside of Chico, because I hear the laugh. I hear that. It's bringing me home. Right on into Chico, that crazy drunk hyena shit going on.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing tonight? You guys have been an amazing crowd already thus far. Guys, give you a big pat on the back to yourselves. There you go. Literally or figuratively. Thank you. This is a fun spot right here. I don't think I've ever been in an art gallery that had this like range of art. I've been in here right now. I've got like Burning Man Easter Bunny right here. Like sad topless lady over. They're from Collectors. Well, there you go. Oh, if they're from Collectors. What collector put together a weird carny clown family photo? Who's collecting gigantic clown family photos? I bet you. I bet. So it's a little after the fact, but did you guys have a good Halloween? I bet Halloween here in Chico is a fucking hoot, man. It's crazy. I had like kind of like a weird ho-hum Halloween this year. I was like really poor, so I didn't even really get to do Halloween. I think that like probably having $4 in your bank account and being 31 is like the scariest Halloween you could have. That's about as scary as it could possibly get. Everybody's like, Mike, what are you for Halloween? And I'm like, I'm a panic attack. Boo! But yeah, Halloween's funny. I went to like this little Halloween party, and someone had the genius idea to put on the Halloween Pandora station, which is an awesome station if you want to hear the song Monster Mash every 9.5 minutes. Just every 9.5. That's all they got. Like Christmas has like 700 songs. Halloween's just like Monster Mash, and then like Weird Science, and then like something from the Edward Scissorhands score, Oh, Monster Mash is back. Here we go. And Thanksgiving's coming up. You guys excited for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's cool. I have this idea for Thanksgiving where instead of everybody bringing food, everybody just brings drugs. Wouldn't that be a nicer Thanksgiving? Wouldn't there be more to be thankful for? Maybe like there's like one turkey that everyone could just rub on their face. Oh God, turkey. The pilgrims were brilliant. I had another exciting holiday event sort of happen. I consider it a holiday, but I had a birthday not too long ago. I had myself a little birthday. I turned 31, which is exciting because it's my first completely meaningless birthday. First birthday, and it just, it's like, oh, I'm 4 years from being legally allowed to be president. Like, never. But I mean, at 31, I'm in like that weird age range where like I get carded sometimes, but not all the time. You know, like some people try, some people don't. You know, which is interesting. Like I went to Trader Joe's the other day, which is a very 31-year-old guy thing to do. It's not just about shopping. You go in, you have a coffee, you have a sample, take a shit, stay an hour. I don't even buy things sometimes. I just go, see what's new, and I leave. It's great. But I was trying to buy like a couple bottles of wine, and I like 2 bottles of wine, and I bring it to the counter, and I had forgotten my ID at my house, and they carded me, and like they didn't give me the wine. They just didn't give it to me. You know, and they're like, yeah, you know, and that's okay. You know, they're just doing their job. But to me, that's still kind of weird. Like, first of all, to imagine that I was born in the 90s is like so crazy to me. The fact that people are drinking now that were born in the 90s just seems nuts. Any people born in the 90s here? Born in the 90s? It's pretty weird. It's weird. I mean, like, to you guys, that's like, oh, this is the way it is, right? But that's trippy to me. Like, technically, I can fuck people that don't know what Saved by the Bell is. That's fucking crazy talk. It's like, that's going to be really awkward when I wake up in the morning and my alarm clock gives a warning and I think I'll never make it on time. I got to explain that. But they didn't give me the wine at the Trader Joe's, and it got me thinking that like there's got to be some better way, like some other form of identification besides this little arbitrary piece of plastic. You know, there's got to be like, well, here's my idea. I've got a pretty good idea. I think that the government should just issue these like little cards that are like questions that nobody who was born in the 90s could possibly answer. You know? Be like, I don't have my ID. And they're like, oh, okay. One moment. Please sing the first 2 stanzas of the Growing Pains theme song. And I'm like, boom, got it. Show me that smile again. Show me that smile. Don't waste another minute of your crying. We're nowhere near. Sing it if you know it. We're nowhere near. The best is ready to begin. Ooh, as long as we got each other. Ooh, we got the world spinning right in our hand, baby, rain or shine. All the time, we got each other, sharing the laughter and sharing the laughter and love. Right? You're like, boom, wine for you, got it. You know? Any people here, any of the people who said they were born in the 90s, did you know one word of that song? Anybody? Yeah, you're lying. Robin Thicke, Alan Thicke, that's the difference between our generations, in a nutshell. But I also just think that that's like, the whole thing with the wine, I think that, I also think that it's just funny that if that's, to this guy, he has to in some way, in order to card me, he has to in some way believe that, like, this is the scheme I made up to get the alcohol that I wanted to get, you know? Like, I was some 20-year-old guy, like, hanging out with all my college roommates, just like, everyone's like, there's no booze at this party. And I'm like, wait a minute, guys, I've got it. All right? Here's what we do. We go to Trader Joe's at 4:30 on a Tuesday afternoon. We buy $50, $60 worth of semi-healthy groceries. And then we just sneak a few bottles of mid-shelf wine right in there. It works 100% of the time, every time it works.
I'll cut my hair like a duck.
Or cut your hair like a duck. That's a suggestion that I don't think I've ever heard before. Bit of a quack. I know. This is why I'm the headliner, guys. I know how to roll with the crowd. But yeah, so I'm happy to be in Chico, guys. Chico's a really fun town. You guys have a fun situation going over here. I am from the Bay Area. I'm from Oakland specifically. You guys ever hang out in Oakland?
Yeah.
When I tell people that I come from Oakland, they're like, Mikey's clearly into some gangster shit. That's very clear. But I'm not really involved in any gang activity, believe it or not. But I've overheard some crazy shit. You know, like I've heard some things that are pretty fucking gangster. Like I was riding the train home one night, and there's this lady who is there, this young lady, and her friend comes up, and they're talking. And the lady says to the young gentleman, craziest thing happened. I was driving through your neighborhood last night, driving past your house, and somebody shot my car. And then the guy said, oh shit, that was you? Ha ha. Everybody had like a good laugh about it. For all of, like, you want me to translate that into square white people talk, that's I came downstairs and someone ate my blueberry muffin. Oh, that was your blueberry muffin? Ha ha. It's fucked up. But I travel around a lot. I get around. Driving around in California, I've realized something about California. One, like, California is a fucking overly huge place. It's a gigantic place. You go to the East Coast and you could drive through a state in like a day, and that makes more sense to me. I feel like I feel the same way about states that I feel about my penis. You know? Like, I'm more East Coast about it. I'm like, that's the size it should be. That's the normal state size. That's what girls like, is those states. But then going around California, like, I'm originally from San Diego. I'm from Southern California. Got some San Diegans here? You have the hair for it. Frosty waterfall that just comes down. Feels like home. Just smear some guacamole on your face. San Diego all over again. All right. But so I've been down there, and you know, like, then I've lived in the Bay Area for a long time, and so like that's kind of in my head, like what California is like that. You know, it's somewhere between like surfer and tech kid and hippie and like all that shit. But there's a whole other California in between all those spots. Like, I think that California is kind of like the Baldwin brothers, you know? Like, LA, San Diego, San Francisco are like your Alec, you know? they do the most work. They're, you know, they're the ones you know. And then you, like, you've got your Stephen Baldwin towns that are like, I like them in Usual Suspects, but not making a big deal about it or anything. And those towns are like Sacramento and things like that. I think Chico falls into, like, the Billy Baldwins. Like, good looking, not a lot of press. But there's also, but you guys should be stoked because there's also a lot of Daniel Baldwin towns. Really fat, not very popular Daniel Baldwins. And what I've noticed in my travels around California is that it's actually mostly Daniel Baldwin everywhere that you go. And that's how it is. One of my favorite towns I've ever been to outside of California is, have you guys ever been to New Orleans? Yeah. I just got back from doing some shows in New Orleans. New Orleans is fucking fun. You guys ever have a chance to go there? New Orleans is like, coming from California, I have this like idea that like I know how to party, you know? But like, if we shut down at 2, we don't fucking know what we're talking about. Yeah, New Orleans is crazy. The stamina alone is nuts. Like, I went to this bar in New Orleans, and it was like 3 in the morning, and I already felt like a fucking boss, because I was up till 3 in the morning at the bar on a Tuesday. It's Tuesday night, 3 a.m., I just feel like a fucking P. Diddy, like in this place. And I'm like, all right, I finally had enough, and I go and I close out my tab. And as I'm closing my tab, the bartender says, hey, you should stick around. We're just about to start the pub quiz. Like, let's go back over this for a second. It's 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, and they're starting the test on that time. Like, that's fucking crazy to me. And I'm looking around, and there's only 5 people in this bar, and they're all almost dead. They're all just like... And I'm just like, what kind of comprehensive quiz could you possibly give these people they're going to be able to participate in? It's like, all right, everybody, question number 1. What is your address? To give to the cab driver that we're going to need to call for you at the end of this quiz. That concludes the geography portion of our test. Moving on to the history portion. When was the last year that you saw your children? Current events. Who puked on the pool table? That's not cool. It's the only game system that we have. That's fun. And I like to meet new people. I love to meet new people. That's why I like to move around. My favorite person that I've ever met in my entire life, traveling around, believe it or not, was working at airport security at Chicago O'Hare. Not the place that you'd think you'd find your favorite person of all time. But I go up to this guy, and he's got like, he's like the most Chicagoan fucking person I've ever seen in my life. He's like this 45-year-old guy with like the gray-red hair. He's got like the big mustache, like the cul-de-sac hair going on. There's like kids playing t-ball back here. Got a little lemonade stand in here going on, right here in the back. Real safe neighborhood, easy parking. Right back in the back there. And I'm going through airport security, and he like comes up to me and he's like, all right, pal, here's what we're going to do. All right? I'm going to run my hands over your body. And when I get to your private area, I'm going to say private area. I'm like, all right, I'm game, let's do this thing. I got my shoes off, my belt's off, let's fucking dance. Let's do this shit. And then we get going, and he starts going, he's just like, All right, here we go. Private area, private area, private area, private area! Sorry, I fucked that joke up. I fucked that joke. Let's try again. Let's go. Can we rewind? And that's your chest, and that's your arms, and we're moving our way down. Private area! Private area! And your legs and your feet, and we're done. That shit's way more funny when I don't just say private area over there. I don't know if you guys do this about me, but my entire body's a private area. Just a big no-fly zone all over here. Oh, why did you guys give us free beer? But yeah, I like that he yelled private area when he got to my private area, like just so everyone knew that we're not dating or anything. Just to clarify that for everybody. So we're getting married this April. Fell in love right there. He touched my private area in a way that no one else has. He knew that my entire body is a private area. It was very meaningful to me. But I said earlier, guys, that I'm a little bit of a poor person sometimes. Anybody here like don't have a lot of money? It's a safe place. It's a safe place. No. The economy. Yeah. Yeah. If we had money, we wouldn't be in Chico. You guys could put that on your sign. Chico, we had money, no thank you. That's great. That's better than Chico. We can't get our shorts short enough. Chico, want some herpes? Here we go. I don't even know what I was talking about anymore. I'm talking about Chico. Poor, being poor. I'm a little bit poor. But you know what? Like I have this like really positive perspective on being poor. That I think is that like being poor is really like historically relevant. Don't you think? Like you have to think about it in a historical context. Because like I don't have a lot. But you could take like the richest, most affluent person from like 400 years ago and put him in my shitty little apartment, and you'd never get him out. They'd never ever leave. Like you could take King Arthur and put him inside of my apartment and like leave him there for like 4 days and be like, King Arthur, I think it's time that you went back to your time. He'd be like, but my hot pocket's almost ready. I'm on the last episode of The Killing, I can't go now. And the cushions, Mike, the cushions. I have all the wealth in the world and I sleep on a pile of hay. Thanks, Bob. He doesn't laugh at everything. Only the truly brilliant stuff. I imagine that Bob just like wakes up from his dreams. He wakes himself up in the middle of the night. Yo, what was that noise? Oh, I had a funny dream and I scared the shit out of myself. Anybody here? We got some relationship folks in here. Do we have any people in committed relationships? Woo! That's the right answer, right? Yeah. That's pretty weak for Chico, that I think invented the woo scream. Everywhere I go in Chico, it's just like within 100 yards of everything, like the 100 yards of like the library. It's like woo! Fucking Mark Twain, woo! I get why people do that. That's like a really good way to wake yourself up and get yourself back in the game. Ow! Woo! Anyway, relationships. So I'm in a relationship. I'm going on 4.5 years now with my lady. Yeah. Put in the time, right? And we have like around like 4 years you start to have like the really cliche fights, you know, like the really like I know this is stupid, but we're doing it anyway kind of fights. And the one that we have sometimes is that like she still really wants to go out on like dates, you know? She wants to go out, and for me, I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, you're not dating me, so you're good. I just like my thing is I just wanted to find someone that could watch me eat a burrito in my bed and not leave, you know? Once I found that, I don't know why we're still trying to make the outside world happy. You know? Like Netflix exists, right? We know that. But like I can admit that like my girlfriend is a better looking person than I am. So that's a problem when you're like going out. When I'm going out in the club. You know, because she gets like dressed to the nines, she's got like, the makeup on, she's like looking all great, and like for her, this is gonna be a fucking great night, you know? She's gonna dance, and people are gonna buy her drinks, and if they don't, I'm going to, you know? It's gonna be a good night. But like, guys are creeps, you know? So, like basically all I end up doing the whole night, I don't have any fun because all I'm doing is buying drinks and playing girlfriend goalie, you know? That's all I do. I'm just like, all fucking night. Like Jonathan Quick up here right in front. Those of you who have boyfriends, you gotta like, you know what the girlfriend goalie's all about. Sometimes, like, your guy's playing girlfriend goalie for you and you don't even know what's happening. You know, like if you're at this moment where you're like sitting there and you're out and your guy just comes in and gives you a little kiss on the cheek, just a little like that, and in your mind you're just like, oh my god, he was just thinking about how beautiful I am, how to express it physically, so happy, and like what you don't see happen is like behind you, it's just sort of like. Going out to a club with someone that is a lot better looking than you is sort of like going to a homeless shelter with a big delicious hamburger in your hand and just having to walk around. It's like no, that's mine. No, thank you. Yeah, no, please don't put your finger in that. Thank you. Yeah, I know, I should just take it home and eat it, but I'm gonna carry it around until it's all sloppy and I don't want it anymore. Stick around, maybe you'll get it. See? I've been doing that bit for a while, and I realized that like I'm like literally objectifying my girlfriend. But if you're gonna objectify somebody, make sure the object is delicious, because that makes it all okay. Me and my girlfriend actually, we just crossed over an exciting new threshold of our relationship. Made a big decision where we had our first threesome, huh? Right? She came to me and was like, I want to have a baby. And I was like, if you want to bring a third person into this thing, I know a way cooler way to do it. Way cooler. The thing about being the guy in a relationship when you're going into a threesome is like, here's a couple of pro tips for you, because it's happened to me. You can't actually be as excited as you are. You know, like You just have, like, do whatever you gotta do. Like, go in the bathroom and do some push-ups. Whatever you need to do. Just don't. Because one day, it's possible that you'll have kids and get married, and she might notice that you're not as excited about those things as you were about this. She's gonna flash back on that moment. But also, another, you know, like, in that regard, like, so there'll be a moment where, like, my girlfriend would be like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, are you sure this is what you want to do? And I'd just be like, if the situation calls for it, then okay. If I must, then I must. I'll do what I have to do. Go do my push-ups in the bathroom. But it went like, I wish that I could say that it was like as cool as I want to say that it is, because like it wasn't like the coolest way, you know, like it started off pretty cool, and then I kind of like took it in a different way. But like, so she's out dancing with some friends, and starts hitting it off with this lady, and the lady says, I'm house sitting this mansion with a hot tub. And would you like to come smoke a joint in this hot tub with me? And she says, well, I need you to know that I have a boyfriend. And she says, well, why don't we give him a call? And so she calls me up, and she's like, this is happening, and it's in, the house is in Danville. You guys know where Danville is? It's like 70 miles from where I live. And it's like 2 in the morning. But I'm like, I will drive to Danville if I must. If the situation calls for it, I will go. Is it in California? Like, I'll do if it's like on Earth, right? I'll go no matter where it is, but I just want to make sure. So I get there, and I'm just like a ball of nerves. I'm just like kind of freaking out, and so like I drink a lot, and so now I'm like I'm drunk, and so they go in the hot tub. And they're smoking this joint in the hot tub, and things start getting crazy in the hot tub, and I'm like, okay, this is it. This is my moment. And I realized at that moment, at the very last moment, I had just gotten this giant tattoo on my leg. That's what I did for my Christmas present, was I got a giant tattoo on my leg. And I remember the tattoo person told me, don't go in water for like 6 months. And this is like 2 weeks later. Right? So I just start freaking out. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So there, I go inside and I just pull out my phone and I start scrolling the internet as like fast as I can. I'm just like hot tub tattoo. And I'm just searching for it. And every single thing on there is like, oh no, don't do that. Don't ever do that. And I'm just like, I can't accept that as an answer. And finally I come across one guy that's like, well, I mean, like, anything short of taping a trash bag around your leg. And I'm like, I'll take it! And so I go in the garage of this random house, and I find a roll of duct tape and a hefty bag. It's like one of those big white kitchen trash bags. And I'm like, and then because of the situation, I had to take off all my clothes. So I take off all my clothes, and I duct tape this hefty bag to my leg from my knee to my stomach, pretty much. And as like sexual people, just try to imagine how hot it is when you're like hanging out in the hot tub and a naked man, super drunk, walks out with a trash bag taped around his leg. And he's like, I'm ready to join the party. Here we go. But I like hot tubs in terms of like sexy stuff. I think I've had like a weird, inordinate amount of sexy stuff happen to me in hot tubs in my life. I'm not like a baller or anything like that. I think that just my sexuality is like a bouillon cube. You know? Like just add hot water and soup's on, you know? But that's the end of that story. Thanks for going along with me. But that was a good time. So do you guys like music? No. I'd like to play you guys a little bit of music, if that's okay. All right. Just let me set things up. Just talk about whatever you want to talk about. Sierra Nevada. Hometown classy. Can you guys hear that okay? I really like this guitar, but it always makes me feel a little bit fat. Every time I see an affluent-looking Jewish girl, I think to myself, her name is probably Rachel. And then I have to stop myself, because I realize that is a perfect example of racial profiling. If anyone was offended by that joke, I assure you that's my only racist joke of the night. Everybody knows that wearing a tank top and shorts on a hot sunny day is a good way to stay cool. What they don't tell you is that it's also a good way to end up looking like a panda bear when you're completely naked. Living in the Bay Area, I think to myself, sometimes, if I see one more asymmetrical haircut, I'm going to shoot myself on the side of the head. But the irony of that is that I, too, would have an asymmetrical haircut for the rest of my life. Like a weird hipster Twilight Zone. A lot of people think that I'm a hipster because I wear tight jeans. Truth of the matter is that I just really enjoy the luxury of being able to fart my shoes off at the end of a hard day. If I worked in an office building, which I don't think that I would ever sexually harass anybody. But I think that I might sensually harass somebody. Like I wouldn't go and tell Tina that she has nice tits. I would just wait for Tina to leave her desk and then sprinkle 1,000 rose petals. They say that one of the early signs of autism is an inability to make eye contact. Which actually makes me feel a lot better about a couple of things. Apparently all the girls at my high school were just autistic. I'm working on a new Apple product right now. It's an Apple product designed just for Latina women. I call it the Eye Poppy. I'm also working on a new business venture. I'm opening up a completely kosher smoothie restaurant. I'm going to call it Jamba Juice. I know. That was a bit racist, I know. Do you guys think that it's weird that coughing spreads diseases but farting doesn't? Seems a little backwards, doesn't it? I mean, pink eye maybe. acid. Farting is kind of like the tarantula of the bodily functions. You know? It seems like something that could hurt you, but it can't. I was at the zoo the other day, walking around the zoo, and I was walking by the hippo cage, and one of the hippos yells out to me, "Hey man, don't you think you should lose a little bit of weight?" And I yelled back to him, "Hey, don't you think that's a little hypocritical?" And then he yelled back to me, "Hey, quit being such a faggot." And I was like, "Hey, don't you think that's a little intolerant for a zoo animal?" He's like, "Why don't you learn how to write a fucking joke?" I'm like, "What are you, my mother?" He's like, "I am your mother." He's like, "I need to leave right now." Do you guys think that Captain America, not Captain America, do you guys like Captain America? Next joke. You guys think that Captain Morgan ever got mad at Captain Crunch? You know, aside from the usual competition amongst nautically themed ingestibles. But I think that Captain Crunch kind of stole the good slogan, you know? You and the captain make it happen. I don't know about you, but I made a lot more happen with Captain Morgan than I have with Captain Crunch.
Captain Morgan will get you laid. Make a boring party more exciting. Type 2 diabetes, that's about all you get done with Captain Crunch. And then they could take the Captain Morgan slogan and give it to Captain Crunch, and then it would be, you and the, got a little captain in you, would be the, that could be the euphemism for the diarrhea that Captain Crunch gives you. You're like, "What's the matter, Bill? You don't look so good." "I got a little captain in me." I used to drink a lot of Four Loko. You guys ever drink Four Loko? Yeah, you did. I had to stop drinking it myself because I couldn't handle all the sugar, you know? So now I just pour a 8-ball of Coke into a bottle of wine, and it's pretty much the same thing. If you've never tried Four Loko and you want to know what it's all about, I've got a really good metaphor for you. If you've ever gotten the star in Mario Brothers, it's like that. You're just walking around, picking up coins, being fiscal. Next thing you know, you get that star and everything's techno music. And everything that touches you explodes or dies. Next thing you know, you're done with the level. What the fuck? Every once in a while, I'm forced to shop at a Walgreens. But I don't really like to shop at Walgreens because I find that it's not a very soulful experience. So what I did was I went and I shot the W out of the sign. I think we can all agree that an Algreens is a far more soulful place to shop. Love and happiness, and chia pets, and vodka, and cortisone cream. I was recently invited to my high school reunion on Facebook, which I think is funny to be invited to your high school reunion on the website that made it unnecessary to have high school reunions. I know who's dead. I know the menstrual cycle of people who I haven't seen in a decade. I don't know. Hey, come to this party and pretend you don't know things about people. No, thank you. I've been on Facebook. Recently, I went and I looked at all the pictures that I have on Facebook, and I'm looking back on how many of them I'm drunk in, which is like 90% of them. And just going through the years, looking at all these drunk pictures of myself on Facebook. And so I wrote a little song. I'm working on a little song about the feeling that I had when I looked at all these pictures. If you guys want to hear it, it goes like this. Runaway train never going back. Wrong way on a one-way track. Seems like I should be getting somewhere. Just give me 1 second. Any single folks in the crowd tonight? Got a really good pickup line for all you single folks. So what you do is you go up to a pretty lady and you throw a sugar packet down in front of them. And you say, hey, dropped your name tag. Unless she's a feminist, and then you use an equal. Or if she's extremely short, then you use a sweet and low. Anybody here like Pee-wee's Playhouse? I've been rewatching a lot of Pee-wee's Playhouse recently. And as I'm watching Pee-wee's Playhouse as a grown man, I realized that I think I kind of understand why Pee-wee did what he did, you know? Like why he felt he had to jerk off in a public place. Hear me out. I mean, you think about it, and if everything in your apartment had eyes and a childlike personality, you probably have to play a few away games yourself. You know what I'm talking about? I can just imagine poor Pee-wee opens up his laptop, and the laptop opens up two little cartoon eyes, and is like, Pee-wee, what are you doing? I'm trying to watch some porn, laptop. But everything in my apartment has eyes! I have to have an awkward conversation here pretty soon with the top floor of my house. Have an intervention with the top floor of my house. I just don't know how else to tell it that I think that it's an attic. No one likes that but me. It's one of those jokes that no one likes but me. If you wear sunglasses and it's nighttime, you're a piece of shit. Do not pass go, do not collect $200, piece of shit. I don't even think it's that cute when blind people do it. In my opinion, that's just a missed opportunity to wear 2 eye patches at the same time. Douchebag or double pirate, your choice, blind community. My name is Mikey Wallace. You guys have been great. Thank you, Chico. Have a good night tonight.
Oh, keep it going for Mikey Wallace. Keep it going for all the comics tonight. The Twins, Serene, TJ, Yusuf, Aviva, Walker, and of course the hilarious Mikey motherfucking Wallace. Thank you so much for coming out. We're gonna go party at Duffy's and Lost on Man. There's a good funk band playing if you like funk, you wanna dance.